Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got to get this Dodge aligned. We're not going to get it aligned today, but we got to get working on it anyways. So what I have, well, let me tell you what happened. You seen, I got the new tires on. Got the rims all painted to match. And just a few scuffs, right? So I took it in to get it aligned afterwards, and they said it can't be aligned perfectly. The camber in the back is out a total of 1 degree, and the front's not perfect either. They didn't tell me exactly how much. So he gave me a couple part numbers. I did some searching and found a couple more of my own, and decided I'm just going to do all that's available, have complete adjustment front and back, so there shouldn't be any more excuses. I got from SPC all the way around, I got the front adjustable control arms. These are actually reversible. Depending on where you look these up, it might only suggest one for the right and then, or vice versa, you know, and not have one for the left or vice versa. It's because they're actually the same part number. You see, this is an L if you had it flipped over in this direction, or if you flip it over this way, it's got an R. So this ball joint here is what makes everything adjustable. You can actually adjust the camber with that slot going in and out, and you can adjust the caster by rotating this way. And then that takes care of the front. The back has two separate kits that I found. These are the camber bushings with the holes off center, and those go in the two most top arms as shown right there. So we're going to do that on each side, and then also I've got this other bushing here. If I can get it out. And that does the very back arm. We can't see here, hang on. As shown right there. And depending on which way you flip it, you can either gain or subtract 1.5 degrees of camber, or toe. This is the toe. The other two is for the camber. This is for the toe. Which is where I'm kind of lost. Because as of right now, the toe arm is the only factory adjustment. So, and I did look underneath in the back, and they do got that lobe cranked all the way over to push the tire all the way out. But that changes toe, not camber. So that means originally, you know, I don't know, camber is only adjusted very minimally, but you get a lot of toe adjustment that you gotta fight with at the same time. So I don't know how, you know, you adjust camber in the first place without this kit. So, well, anyways, we're gonna start with the front. And you remember about a year ago, I got the Energy Suspension kit for the front. Can't see in there right now. Oh yeah, you can. So you can see a little bit of red up there on those control arms. So we're gonna pull these arms out, see what the condition of those bushings are, if we can reuse them, if they're good enough to be reused before I press these out. And if they're good enough to be reused, I'll press these out and put in the energy suspension, and we'll still have adjustability. So to get that control arm out, we got to undo 3 bolts, 2 in the back and this one in the front. I already busted this one loose, and before you loosen up the ones in the back, you're gonna want to tap on that guy there until it comes loose. It's a little too violent for the camera, so hang on. Only took 2 hits and it came right off. So now we can undo that bolt the rest of the way. That was a 3/4, by the way, and these two are 18s. I'm gonna remove this. Just a little clip gets that out of the way, and this harness. That's just like that. You can just get a little pry tool. Get that up. You can get that up, out of the way. Move this out of the way. And then you can get your hand down to that bolt, because this, at least in my car, they put this wiring harness right up against the bolt right there. You can't really, let's see if the camera can. Send the camera in. Yep, there it is. Wiring harness right up against it. So here's what I found out. Pulled out that right control arm, and the cup and everything fell right out. And I can keep putting it, you know, back in and back out. It's a little weird. So I took this and I decided to check the diameters, and this is the original cup from the vehicle. This and these, or both of these and these 4 bushings, are the replacement from AutoZone, whatever manufacturer they are going through. As soon as I bought these, because I needed ball joints, I pressed these cups out, put in my original cups with the rubbers burned out, and popped these Energy Suspension ones in place, and threw them in there, into the Duralast arms. A year later, this one falls out. I still have the original bushings on the shelf, and so I'm checking diameters, and they're different diameters, and also the brand new SPC are a different diameter still, you know, by a couple millimeters here and there, but it's big enough for stuff to fall out. So I cannot use Energy Suspension on this control arm, which is gonna be okay, because it'll help soften some of the blow, bring it back a little more soft, instead of being completely skateboard feeling, you know, hard wheels going down the sidewalk. And I've already got one installed, and I've kind of just set that ball joint, you know, both on the same, you know, the same way on both sides, just opposite, about in the center of the slot, which puts it roughly a 1/4 inch further out than the original. You know, just a rough guess. So there's that one in place. This one's tight, but those two in here are not tightened up yet, because they're rubber and they're molded in place. You gotta wait till you settle the car down to tighten them. So yeah, I was just waiting for my phone to charge to tell you that. Now I can pop on the other side. Let's see here. Boom. So just a little heads up. You're going to want to do the forward bolt first, because you got to shove this end back a little further into the pocket to get that to go in, because the spring's in the way, blah, blah, blah. Do this one first. Then do the rearward one. And then hopefully you can get them in, but then it's just wiggling around to get them in the other side. The other side was way easier. So it also comes with a new castle nut and a cotter pin, which is really nice, instead of relying on the nylock nut. And it also comes with this bracket and a little bolt to the control arm somewhere. There it is, up there, that little hole. I don't know what that bracket would be for. Or on the underside, you could bolt it to the underside probably. Some other brake line, maybe all-wheel drive model, I don't know. But I do like the castle nut. Another bonus is that it's now one size wrench to do the entire control arm. This is an 18 instead of a 3/4 like the old one was. I don't remember what the original was. Honestly, the original might have been 18. I don't remember. But those Duralast ones that I just took off were 3/4. And the side bolts on the outside are 3/4. Or I mean 18. And then also I did choose to put the, you know, the caster positioning all the way to the back, so I can get all the caster. Looking at it, I think that's too much, but I wanted all the auto return. I figured leaning it back all the way would give me that auto return to center, because it didn't do it very well before, but that'll probably all get repositioned by the guys doing it at the alignment shop. So the fronts were actually a really simple job. You didn't need any special tools, presses, or anything, unless you wanted to try to press in, you know, you'd have to melt out the old rubber and press in some energy suspension. If you wanted to do that, you could do that, but you don't have to. I got mine in with the rubbers it came with. We're just gonna roll like that because I just don't want to deal with it. And the tools I used were a 3/4 for the original you know, upper ball joint, and an 18 on the outside control arm bushing nuts and bolts. On the rear ones back here, I did use this ratchet 18. It would be more ideal if you had a ratcheting wrench that was an 18, even one that swiveled, with the little end of it swiveled right here. That would probably be the best tool for that job. And same on the other side, just because it's kind of, you know, it's tilted backwards a hair and it's under the cowl. So, but that is going to do it for part 1. SPC camber correction kit for the front. I appreciate you guys watching. Have a good one. So after getting it on the ground, it looks like the new control arms are a little bit taller than the old ones. And I'm gonna have to do some carving on that plastic right around there, because it's resting right on it. And I went to you know, yeah, but yeah, so gonna need to carve some plastic out just to let you know.